Hellos. Hi everyone. I welcome you back to my YouTube channel Cornerstone. So in today's video, I'm going to cover data cleaning in Python episode 1. So to know the importance of this topic, I have created one short video. You have to go through that video to know its importance, and I catch you in the main class.
Do you know how much time of the data scientist it goes into the data preparation? As per Forbes 2016 report, data preparation accounts for about 80% of the work of data scientists. 80% of a data scientist's valuable time is spent simply finding, cleansing, and organizing data, leaving only 20% to perform analysis. IBM Analytics. According to a 2022 study by Anaconda, data scientists spend at least 45% of their time preparing data and cleaning. According to a recent study done in 2022 by Anaconda, data scientists spend at least 37% of their time preparing and cleaning data. Data preparation can involve a variety of tasks, but not limited to data cleaning, removing invalid or handle missing values, data transformation, data format, conversion, data restructuring, creating new features, data aggregation. Therefore, the topic for today's video is data cleaning in Python. So let's get started.
As we know now that how important it is for the data cleaning in Python. So this is the CSV formatted file which we are going to use in order to understand it in the practical form, right? So I'm just closing this Excel file, and then we need to upload this to the Jupyter. So how we can do that? You will be able to see this one, the upload one, right? Click on this upload button and give your file here and upload the file, right? You will be able to see here that we have uploaded the file mydata.csv. Now the next thing, we need to click on this new button here and click on the Python 3 IPyKernel. Now here you can start writing up the code. Okay, so the first thing is first that we need to import the libraries, right? So import pandas as pd, import numpy as np. Now in order to run or execute these lines of code, what you can do, there's a shortcut. Either you can go and click on this run button, or either you can just hit the control and enter. Okay, so now the libraries has been imported, and now in order to start the another line of the code, you can just click on this plus icon, or you can just click on the alt plus enter as well. So alt plus enter is the shortcut. Okay, now the next thing is that we need to define the data frame. Okay, so how we can do that? Just for the ease purpose, what I'm just mentioning here the comments as well. So define the data frame first thing. Okay, and alt enter. Okay, so now here the first thing is that we need to define here the data frame. So for data frame, we are storing this in the df, and then we are using here the pd for pandas, pd.read_csv, and then the name of the file. Go to this one, click on this one, and then copy mydata.csv just to avoid any typo. Okay, give the name here, and your data frame has been defined now. At the moment you have written here the df and you click on the control enter, this will give you the details of your data frame, right? So df and your entire data frame got published here. Okay, now for example, if you would like to see the top 5 only, so the moment you will write here df.head, so by default when you write df.head, this will give you the top 5 records. Okay, control enter, and you will see 0 1 2 3 4. These are the column indexing positioning number, right? And in the same manner, if you type here df.tail, so this will give you the bottom 5 details. Okay, now let's say that if you are interested in knowing the top 7 records of your data frame, then you can customize this as well and give your preference here, the value, whatever the top value would like to see, right? So I would like to see these top 7 records here of my data frame, so I'm just mentioning a df.head and then 7. Control enter, and this will give you the details. Okay, now let's say that you would like to see the random records from your data frame. So how you can do that? You can enter here df.sample, and then let's say that I would like to see the sample of 5. then click on the control enter, right? So every time when you will click the control enter, this will give you the random sampling. Okay, so random records. Here you can see 16, 14, 3, 9, 18. These are the index position number. Next time 11, 13, 8, 10 and 19, right? So three ways we have understood here: df.simple, df.head and df.tail. Perfect. Hit the alt enter and this will give you the next line to enter the code. Okay, now the next portion which we are going to cover is that I would like to know here the shape of my data, right? So shape of my data frame, right? How we can do that? df.shape, simple, df.shape and control enter, and this will give you the 20 and 8. So your 20 are the number of rows and 8 are the number of columns. Okay, so df.shape will give you the dimension of your data frame, right? How many number of rows, how many number of columns in your data frame. Okay, next thing is that we would like to see here the info, the data type and the non-null values. Okay, so let me type here the comment info, which means data type and non-null values. All right, okay, I'm adding here another line. Now df.info, this line of the code will give you the information about your data type. So you can see here the data type are float 64 for the model column, object from car name to car type. These all are object data type, and the last two, seats and price, these are the float 64, right? And you can see there that there are non-null count as well, and there are differences as well. So for owner there are only 16 values which are non-null, and for seats as well there are non-nulls, which means that there are missing items or the blank entries in our data frame, right? So coming on to the next portion, that for example, let's say before we talk about the missing items, I would like to cover 2 points here. Number one is that unique values. Okay, unique values, name of unique values and count of unique values. All right, okay, how we can do that? Very simple. For example, let's say we are interested in knowing the unique values of the car name, right? So how many unique values are there in car name column, right? So df and then mention the car name, the column name, right? And then unique. This line of the code will give you all the names, unique names, which are stored in the car name columns. See, so now you're getting here Ford Focus and then Ford Fiesta, Volkswagen, ABCD, so and so forth, right? But in scenario, let's say that you are not interested in knowing the name of the unique values from the car name, but you are interested in knowing the count here. So how you can do? Just type here n unique and then hit the control enter. Yeah, so from this line of the code you will be able to get that out of total 20 records in the car name, so there are total 13 values which are unique. Okay, and the next item which we are going to cover is the duplicates, right? So for the duplicates, what I'm going to do here, I'm adding another comment here, find the duplicates. Find the duplicates and will remove as well, right? And remove the duplicates. How? Okay, so first of all, let's say that I would like to see here my data, the full range. Okay, so from here we can see that the 9th row here, it's for the Volkswagen Polo and the year is 2015, and these all attributes are duplicate to my row number 11, right? So this is something which we are seeing from our naked eyes, right? But if you would like to understand it from with the basis of the Python, so how we can do that? So for that I can use here df and then duplicated, right? So df and then duplicated will give me the duplicate records. Okay, so click on this one. See, we have done something different here, so I believe it should be df.duplicated. Yep. So now from here you can see that there's only one duplicate record here, which is the Volkswagen Polo, right? So we have received this information with this line of the particular code. Now let's say that if you would like to remove this duplicate from your data frame, how you can do that? So you can simply write here df dot drop duplicate. Okay, and then let's define another data frame with the dff, whatever it is, right? And df dot drop duplicates, and I'm executing this one, and now just typing here dff and control enter, and here you will be able to see that my row number 11, the index positioning number, has been removed. That's the reason after 10th 12th is upcoming here, right? So 11th row has been deleted, right? 11th index positioning number has been deleted. Now you might be wondering that these index positioning numbers, they are not in sequence, right? Because after 9 it's coming 10, and then after 10 it's coming 12. So we are missing here a sequence, right? And in case if you are dealing with the big data, so there are good chances that the index positioning number will distort every time whenever you will remove the duplicates, right? So for that, to just perform the consistency, what we can do here, dff dot reset index and then drop is equal to true. This will not actually, this will give you the consistency, right? So so now here you can see that 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So now there's a sequence, there is a chronological ordering for it, right? So reset index, with the help of the reset index, you can reset your index position number in case if there is no sequence. All right. Okay, so till now what we have covered, just a quick recap. We have defined the data frame, then we have found the shape of data, which gives us the row and the column number. Then we have used the df.info, which gives us the data type and the non-null values, how many non-null values in each column. And then we have used the unique and n-unique. So for the unique, it gives us the names of the unique values in particular column, and n-unique, it gives us the count of unique values. Okay, and to find the duplicates and remove the duplicates, what we have done, we have used here the df and then in bracket df.duplicated, which gives us the one record here, the Volkswagen Polo, with the index position number as 11. Now we have defined another data frame with the name as dff, and then we have used the df.drop duplicates and dff.reset index drop is equal to true in order to maintain the consistency, and so that there is a sequence of the index positioning number as well, right? So df.drop duplicates helped us in removing the duplicates. Now let's move one step ahead and understand the missing items, how to see that how many numbers of the blank entries, or maybe the NaN errors, or maybe the null errors, NA errors are there in our data, and how to deal with those missing items. All right, how to handle missing items. So I'm adding one line of the code here. So first of all, I'm asking the Python that are there any missing items in my data frame or not. So for that, what I can do, df dot is null, then dot values, and then any. Okay, let's see if the answer is true, then it means that there are missing items. Yep, so answer is true. That means that there are missing items in our data frame. Now the next question which I'm going to ask, whether what is the count against each and every particular column that are missing. Okay, so for that, df dot is null and then dot sum. Okay, so from here we can conclude that for model, for car name, fuel type, car group, car type, and price, there is only one count which is missing. But for the owner and the seats, there are 4 records or the 4 values which is missing, right? But in totality, if you would like to see total number of values which are missing in your entire data frame, you just need to add here dot sum, and in totality there are 14 missing items in your entire data frame. Okay, now going one step back here and then adding one line of the code, I'm just printing here the data frame. So for the data frame, we can see that the row number 5, the index positioning number 5, NaN, not a number, is across, which is common for each and every particular column, right? So which is true. But however, for the owner, we can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are total 7 missing items. However, df.isNull.sum is giving us only 4. So what is the reason behind how we can actually resolve this one? So the reason is that Pandas by default, it recognizes the errors, the missing items, for example, such as the blank entry or the null errors or the NA errors, which is in the uniform way, right? However, there are exceptions as well. For example, if there's a question mark or if there has been written as nil or something which is not, uniform, which is not covered in the Pandas, right? So for that thing, how we can resolve it, we need to pass here one list. So I'm giving the name of the list as missing list, and then we need to pass here the name of each and every error which we are observing here, right? So I can see here that it's NA, so I'm just mentioning here NA, and then the next one is the NA and then np.nan. all right, now I'm again defining another data frame and calling it as df1, and I'm just copying the code from here pd.read_csv, okay, pd.read_csv mydata.csv, and then na_values, which is equal to your missing list. All right, and now copying and pasting the same line of the code here, df1.isNull. So this time it will be df1. Now the answer should be 7 against the owner. Okay, let's test it out. See, earlier we were getting the 4. So you can see from here, earlier we were getting the 4 missing items, but now we are getting the 7, which is correct, right? So in that scenario, so in this case, in this kind of the cases where the Pandas get failed to recognize your not a number or your null errors or your NA errors, then in that scenario you can use this kind of the technique in order to sort your data. Okay, let's move one step forward and understand that how we can deal with the missing data. Okay, so first of all, df1.head, and let's take starting 8 numbers here, starting 8 records. Okay, and then adding another one line of the code, df1.drop_na. So first thing which I'm doing with my data is that I do not want these missing items. Okay, so how we can delete this one? So df1.drop_na, and there's a method, right? So how you would like to delete? So if you say that I would like to delete all, okay, so how is equal to all? This will check for each and every row in your particular data frame and will check for the records where all the values across your particular columns are not present. Okay, so we can see that the index position in number 5, it do not have any data, right? It's not a number, nan across, right? So the moment I will hit the control and enter, and this line of code will get executed, so this will remove this particular one. You want to see it? Let me show it to you. Okay, so 0 1 2 3 4 5 4 and then 6. So 5th row, right? So this 5th index position number has been deleted from your data. But in case, let's say that you want to say that I do not want anything in my data frame and I would like to delete every row, even though if there is a single NaN, even there is a single, not a number is present, right? So how you can do that? You can use the another technique. I'm just keeping it here just for your understanding, and we'll write here any. This is method number 2. Okay, so how I can drop, how is equal to any. So any will check for each and every record row by row, and even if a single value is missing, then it will go and delete that one. Okay, so let's execute. Now we are left with only these particular records. Okay, so in this way you can drop your NA values as well. Okay, for example, let's say you do not want to delete your NA values, but instead you would like to fill it with something, right? So how you can do that? So the number one thing is that df1 dot fill NA, and let's say I'm just giving it here 6 times 1. Okay, and this line of the code, it will go and check your data frame 1 and will replace all NaN with this particular thing. You want to test me out? Let's test it out. See, all the NaN values now has been replaced by this particular one, 6 times 1. Okay, let's say that I do not want this 111 6 times 1 to be repeated to be in each and every column, but I would like to, you know, include it for the owner only. So how we can do that? Just give the column name here as owner, and then against owner, this time I would like to see here 6 times 2. Okay, let's test it out. See, for other columns, they remain as is, untouched, but for the owner, the NaN values has been replaced. The fill NA has replaced only the NaN values for the owner column. Okay, now let's use another approach, which is called as the forward fill and the backward fill. Okay, so I'm just mentioning here escape M, and then your forward fill and backward fill. Okay, so just copying and pasting it here, df1, okay, df dot fill NA, and my method will be backward fill first of all. Okay, so b fill, but before that let me add another line of code here, and then df1, I'm just printing it as is so that you can understand that what backward fill will do. Okay, so backward fill, what will do, so for example, let's say here it's 1 and the next value is the NaN, and then there is a 3, right? So backward fill, this will copy this 3 and will replace the NaN with 3. Okay, then again 3, then NaN, then 5, then this 5 will go back one step back, and this will be here. Okay, so the backward fill -1. All right, so let's test it out. So here you can see earlier it was 3 then NaN, right? But now this time it's 3 and 3, and we were missing the value at the index position number at 3 as well, and so the number should be 5, right? And here it's 5. Now in the forward fill, what will happen? So this 1 will go to the next one, +1, right? So 3 will go to the next one. Okay, 5 will go to the next one. Okay, so forward fill +1 and backward fill will give you the last number. Okay, so let's test that as well. We do not have to do something fancy here, just simple here, fbill. Okay, and let's see. So see here, 1, then 3, then 3, right? Earlier what was happening? From 1 to 1, right? And then from 3 to 3, and then 5 to 5. So in the same way, 1 to 1, right? So forward fill, this will +1, so it will cast the last number and then will replace the NaN with that one. And in the backward fill, this will go in the backward direction, right? Okay, let's do one more thing, that is called the interpolate. So for that, let me type it here. Interpolate. What this will do, so df1 dot interpolate, and let's check the result. Okay, now what happened, if you see in the original data frame df1, 1 then 3, NaN is missing, right? Then 3 and 5, NaN is missing. So this will actually check for the last value which is filled before the NaN and after the NaN, right? So here in this scenario, 1 is there, 3 is there, right? So this will add 3 plus 1 is equal to 4 and divided by 2. So the answer will be 2 here, right? For the next one, 3 and 5. 5 plus 3 is equal to 8 and 8 divided by 2, which is 4, right? So the value here, it should be 2 and here it should be 4. Let's check. So see here, you can see that now the new value is 2 and the next missing value has been replaced by 4. So that's the functionality of the interpolate. Okay, let's cover another thing here, and that is mean. Okay, for example, let's say you would like to replace the missing items with the mean. So how you can do that? So df1, and let's take the example of the owner column here. So df1 and then owner, right? And this line of the code will give me the mean of particular one, this one, right? And now if you would like to replace the owner columns NaN value with this mean, what you need to do? Let me copy and paste this one. So we are just changing the value for one column, that is the df1 owner. Now just copying and pasting the same here, okay, and then copying this as well. So df1 owner dot fill na with what? My mean. Okay, and then let's test it out. Okay, now I'm just typing here the df1, and you can see that the owner columns NaN value has been replaced with the mean. Okay, 3.384615, 3.386415, and in the same way you can use the mode and the median as well in order to replace the missing values. Okay, so the last thing which I would like to cover here, the as type, the string, right? So how we can convert the float to int, right? So for that, what we can do, let me copy the df1 owner here, df.owner, and then dot as type, and this should be int. Okay, let me run the code, and now if you see df1.info, for the owner it has been converted to int32, integer 32, right? Earlier it was float. Okay, so with the help of as type int, you can convert your float to int. Okay, so that's the topic which actually, that are the topics which I planned for this particular video, and I hope that you have found this video useful and content informative. Please do like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you do not miss on any videos notification, and stay tuned, and I will come with the episode 2 of the data cleaning in Python. Till then, take care, bye bye, I see you in my next video.